Oh, yes, I did.
Well, how could I not drive Tail of the Dragon after being all the way down at the bottom southern point of the Blue Ridge Parkway? Now, don't worry, don't fret. I'm not going to bore you with the video of the entire run. If you really want to see the whole drive, there will be hundreds of videos on YouTube from people with much better camera than I, so you can watch that. In fact, this one I'm just picking up. I'm probably 3-4 miles in at this point, and as you may be able to tell, I was not at this point as awed by it as I thought I would be. So I'm working the accelerator and the brake pedal pretty well by now. Now, before any of you really get going about me taking Tail of the Dragon in a station wagon, I'll just remind you, this is essentially a new car. Everything, top to bottom, bumper to bumper, has been refurbished, rebuilt, replaced all over. It has a larger fuel-injected engine than came out of the factory, and it has a much beefier transmission than the one that came out of the factory. It has the Grand National suspension underneath it, and all of it, right down to the jounce bars and the nearly thick as my wrist sway bars. The car is more than up to this drive. It never skipped out on me. The rear end never came loose. The front end never washed out. I never got even the slightest chirp from the tires going around some of these turns, and some of them I really hammered into just so I could make it skip out. The thing is, the car has the stones to make this run much quicker than I have the stones to make this run. Now, I think that's due wholly, or certainly in part, to the fact that by this time I had driven dozens of narrow, shoulderless, backcountry mountain roads up and down Virginia and North Carolina. So you are prepared that they are twisty and turny everywhere. In fact, if you want a drive that will make your eyes wide and your knuckles white, drive State Road, I think it is, 56 from the Blue Ridge Parkway down into Vesuvius. It's not a very long drive, but it's twisty, turny. By the time you get to Vesuvius, you'll be crying for mommy. That's the kind of road it is. And of course, by the time I got here, I had driven Cherahela, Newfound Gap, Diamondback, really good run there. I think that is 226. It is up around Little Switzerland. And then my favorite, which is Devil's Whip, which comes from the Blue Ridge Parkway down into Marion. I really liked that run. For me, in my opinion, I like the scenery better. You have time, you can see what's going on around you. There are dozens of little small community enclaves along the way with 4, 5, 6 houses, some of them 10 or 12. You'll see on occasion what might be a communal truck patch off to the side. You can pull over in places at a produce stand, stop, get out, have a piece of fruit, look around you. It's gorgeous in there. When you get down close to Marion, there is a lake off to the side and houses and boats. And it's just a pretty drive if you're going from Blue Ridge into, let's say you want to go down to Pleasant Grove or Black Mountain, or quite a ways, but you could get to Asheville that way. I liked that drive a lot, which is not to say I didn't like this drive, and it's not to say if I were in this country again, I would make this run again. My whole attitude of this drive likely would be much different if I were 40 years, even 30 years younger, when I was still in my sports car motorcycle phase. And now I'm decidedly in the cruising phase. I like taking back roads, going slow, checking things out. And here on Tail of the Dragon, you really have to pay attention. You really need to keep your eyes on the road, or you'll be going down the side of a mountain or into the side of the mountain. And when you get to the bottom at Deal's Gap, you'll see a stack of body panel parts from motorcycles and cars left behind by people who did not pay attention to what was going on this twisty, turny, really fun drive.